Yeah, shipping doesn't come for a while. So, here's what I think we do. I think we finish all of the bits and bobs on the island that we can. So that means not this, because this is ludicrous. Also, I don't know how this works. I think this might be any of these things. Let's test that theory. It seems pretty easy to test. Are you an any? I'm guessing you are, but maybe I'm wrong. You are an any. Excellent. That means that you're also quite easy as well. Perfect. So yes, I'm going to suggest that we sort of finish this, as much of this as we can, even though a lot of it's really fiddly. And then see about getting over onto Auckland, like deleting pretty much everything, except for maybe these 2 dump trucks, and moving on over to Auckland. I think that seems like a good idea. Looks like we've finished everything down here except for this. So I think we finish this next, just so that way we get it out of the way. Seems like a good idea to me. Go, go, go. Actually, stop. Go, Gadget, go. I thought a second dump truck also had a loader. Maybe it does not. Well, that orange will be nice and easy for it. Yeah, I really want... it's funny, what I want out of virtual reality and what other people want out of virtual reality are very different to one another. I very much want... like crazy world sims, you know, like a world sim where, you know, I have to to become a lumberjack and chop down trees and stuff. There's actually like really interaction, and you have to like learn how to chop down trees correctly and stuff like that. Like that's what I want out of VR. Instead, we get what we've got, which is not fantastic. Not terrible, mind you, but not fantastic. We want you doing this delivery because we want you to potentially get a loader. Oh, we do still have this place. I didn't see this place when I was looking. Oh, someone else is familiar with Worm Online. I don't know if I ever streamed Worm Online. Probably not. But yes, the game that Notch worked on before Minecraft. He had a big falling out with the creator of Worm Online over some differences in the game. I wonder, maybe I don't even need to give you a second lot of fertilizer. Okay, you didn't get a loader, so I'm going to try and also complete this town with you. So let's get you to go and get that sugarcane. Yep. Yeah, it was Notch and Rolf. Rolf is the other guy who worked on it. Back when everyone was talking about Minecraft, no one was talking about the fact that he'd worked on Worm Online. I was one of very few people to be like, what about this other game? It's not the first time or the last time that happened. There's also a game called Torchlight. Torchlight was actually very, very minorly improved from its predecessor, the game that it started off of. But it got like it was severely highly rated, and that always didn't sit right with me because like you don't highly rate a game that has barely any improvements over its previous game, but no one knew about the previous game. A lot of the coverage for Torchlight mentioned Fate, man, no, not where I lived. Not where I lived at all. Barely any of it touched on Fate. I'm glad that a lot of the coverage that you read had touched on it. But yeah, it wasn't hugely improved over Fate at all. Not that it was a terrible game by any means, but there was actually a couple of things in Fate that Fate did better. Things that then got incorporated into Torchlight 2. So. Alright, multi-route gizmo. A multi-route gizmo will allow you to send a vehicle to multiple locations in a row using a multi-nav process. You buy one multi-route gizmo for each fully completed region, towns, and businesses. So basically, all of Martinique, I'm guessing? Or is it meaning more than all of Martinique? Is it meaning all of... I don't know what a region is. Is a region Virgin Islands? Or is a region... Don't know. The gizmo will last the entire life of the vehicle and be available for another vehicle if the vehicle's ever sold. Okay. Multiple vehicles can be multi-routed all at once. The trip will last until the last truck is empty. Intriguing. Did you ever play Fate, Max? I don't know. I've never really met anyone else who did play the other games. Yeah, I did. I used to play a lot of those weird like games that came pre-installed with computers and stuff like that. Mostly because I was curious to see how terrible they were. And for the most part, they were god-awful. But there were some that weren't. Fate was an example of one that wasn't. Garden Defense is another example of one that wasn't. Weird that it took this route to get the flowers and then took this route to take them back, but whatever, game. If we get lucky here, we won't need to also go and pick up fish. What do we need? Probably about that much. Ooh, it's going to be close. I reckon it's going to just turn yellow. Yep. Alright, let's grab fish. And then flowers will turn yellow too. All this to get a specific upgrade that I want. Okay, that's plenty. No, flowers should be fine, I think. Yep, there we go. And sweet, the dump truck has all the upgrades. So we now have 2 fully upgraded dump trucks. They're still at 2 times speed. They could be at 4 times speed, of course. That would be much better. And who knows, we might even get them there. Alright, let's have a quick look at this town and see how we're going for the goods. Looks pretty good. Okay, sugarcane's still lacking. Sugarcane, didn't you just need some fertilizer? Yeah, but you use a lot of fertilizer. But we worked out that are we pretty much done with fertilizer locations? Yeah, for the most part. We've only got a few locations that require very little in the way of fertilizer. So we can do a single dump truck load of fertilizer. Singular, please. Thank you. Then we can start focusing on La Trinity. Let's start with coffee. Basically, we'll leave the 15s till last. I'm wondering if it's worth. We might. No, I think 2 dump trucks is probably enough for now. The work involved in getting another dump truck up to 2 times speed is significant. Alright, let's go back to the coffee one, and we'll get him to get worms next. Alright, once worms are done, then we move on to clay and sand. Okay, worms are 2 loads. We don't need to give it a full load, so I'm going to watch worms and then change it out. Yeah, that should be plenty. Now I'm going to try multi-selecting here. I don't know if it works. It does. Cool. I want both of you to go and get me sand. Now, in theory, he shouldn't be going back to get another load. In practice, he's a dum-dum. Okay. We did all the towns. Okay, so we got Martinique complete. So the region of Martinique is now done. Parent region of North America. And Martinique is now done. Okay, no, what are you doing? Stop, please, stop. That town does not need any more sand. Okay, so the goal is mostly, it seems, to just do all the towns in a region to complete it. So we managed to do that. We, of course, haven't done all of the businesses in Martinique and stuff like that. We've still got a lot left. And I do still want to go and touch on a lot of these businesses. Or do I? Let's have a quick look at the achievements. I have a fair few achievements already, fancy that. This game has like a ludicrous number of achievements. I realized that I could just put this on stream. A ludicrous number of achievements. Complete all the businesses. So yes. Whew. Well, that's a thing. That is completely unnecessary. I mean, if you want 100% a game, Shadow, I mean, you gotta 100% a game. Can you imagine, though, like, in a game like this, there is almost no way to, like, find things. So can you imagine, like, not completing a business somewhere, and you've completed every other business in the game, and you've got to hunt it down based on the achievements? Like, which achievement am I missing? I'm missing the achievement for America. Okay, somewhere in America is a business that I haven't completed. Like, oh. And chances are you wouldn't be able to zoom out this far, because it'll be like this, right? It'll be like one of these, the House of Volcanoes, which, you know, you need to like zoom right in to even be able to tell that there's a second business there. I wonder if anyone has 100%ed this game. Like, I truly do. It must be a how do you even say that? Herculean feat? That seems wrong. You know what I'm trying to say. Just use Steam Achievement Manager. Easy. Indeed. It is a little frustrating. Herculean feat. Sure. I used Steam Achievement Manager for the first time the other day. I forget what game I was playing, but it was one of those games that, like, at the very end of the game, there's like a choice that you make, and that choice forces you down a path, and it only has a single save, and it overwrites that save at the end, and you have to play through the entire game again just to change your choice at the end of the game, just to get the other ending, just to get the other achievement. I was like, screw that. I'm not, like, that's just ludicrous. So I sammed it in. Hacker man. Well, I didn't know that the game was going to do that. If I knew the game was going to do that, I probably would have just copied my save file. But either way, like, technically neither way is legitimate, is it? So it is what it is. Alright, back to the green one. Let's grab clay. Red one will grab flowers. Just think I could be playing Fallout Tactics. Good old Fallout Tactics. I'm not sure which game is better, Shadow says. Oh, that's beautiful and brutal. One could argue that you're the fool for watching this wonderful, wonderful game of trucks moving about maps and stuff like that. Also, do I want to know the size of Martinique so that way I can understand just how long some of the journeys are going to take, like when I'm on Australia and I've got to travel from Queensland all the way across to Western Australia? You're listening to a grown man getting despair from doing menial tasks in video games. That's fair. Oh, wrong truck. You please. Reminds me of some of the good shake streams. Yeah, Patty was a time, wasn't it? I will say one of the good things about patrician is like the level of community, like Jake interacting with the community, and same with Railroad Empire right now. He's like massively interacting with chat, which is quite good. I mean, it would suck if you are someone who hates that. And I know that there are some people who hate that. I used to be told, like, why do you interact with chat so much? I was like, why not? They're here for a reason. Might as well speak to them. Yeah, I've got to say I did do that when a couple of people subscribed just the other day to get the first badge, and you know, I was thankful. You know, if I had like, I don't know, if I had more than a dozen subscribers, I probably would not make a big deal out of it anymore, but yeah, that's something I don't really have the ability to go into a tangent too much. Says the man who went into the Minecraft Worm Online Fate tangent. I'm just not that interesting. I don't know how Jake is, but he somehow manages. I'm truly not that interesting. Oh, this is a town that I'm not going to enjoy. This is where I wish I had not been lazy and bought a whole bunch of trucks. Because I guess that's what you do, right? And what I'll probably do in Auckland is I'll buy a whole bunch of trucks so I can just massively do things. Oh, that's what it is. The upgrades only last for a certain length of time. Your 6x speed and stuff stays forever, but your like loader upgrades and other upgrades, they have like a level of time. Yeah, so you can see like boost and power boost have these numbers, and loader does too. I think they last longer on bigger trucks. I normally don't catch the end of Lucky's streams because of his stream timing. How does he go about it? Who else do you watch, Circle? Give some streamer recommendations to the chat, why not? Actually, Shadow, do you... Strangle for thanking so many people. Yeah, no, so here's the thing. There are some people who I watch stream and it's really hard because they stop what they're doing to have their chat interactions. I can't stand that. Like, yes, if you're going to be going on a tangent and stuff like that, and it's vaguely important, then sure, do it. But if you're going to, like if you're just starting the game and you're sitting on the main menu and you're having a 17-hour conversation with 4 viewers because, I don't know, it's what you want to do. Like, that's just like, can we just hurry it up already? Shadow, who do you watch who isn't part of the community? Yeah, I'm pretty much in your boat. I do watch a fair variety of YouTubers, but my YouTube interests and my Twitch interests are mostly not aligned. With the exception of maybe the Mario Maker content that I get involved in, I, for the most part, don't really touch it. Bananas. Can we deliver a fertilizer to bananas? Thank you. Just the one. Oh wow, we have something that we can upgrade. Folks, we can upgrade bananas. Let's do it. So when I looked at the bananas, I noticed that it needs sand for upgrading. That is something that we can actually provide. Nope. Wrong one. This one. My reasons for disappearing are always mental health related, as terrible as that sounds. We're going to try. We're going to try once again to not disappear. We'll see how it goes. My mental health is both better and worse than it's been, so... It was weird. It's like you didn't do it. You always try and run from me, baby. You always come crawling back. That's true. I do tend to do some board gaming with you when I can. Speaking of, we should do that again soon. We have a lot of board games to go through. All right. Who else would put up with my board gaming scheduling? Yep, true that. Every now and again, my brain goes, you know what you should do? You should invite some real-life friends to come around and play board games regularly. I'm like, I don't have a regular schedule. It's impossible. It's just not doable. Like, okay. So, industry upgraded. So an upgraded industry goes from providing 25 tons to 75 tons. And it needs to be provided with 60, so this is like an experience thing, right? So it needs to be provided with 60 tons of whatever its input is to even see what you need to unlock the next level of it. So, yeah, also its efficiency is massively increased. So you might notice that it took next to no fertilizer to provide that 75 tons of bananas. So we have bananas. We finally upgraded something. That's nice. Alright, what have we got left? We have barely anything. We have a couple of things that require ludicrous quantities, which we're just not going to be able to do. So I think it's just do these last two things. Yeah, so House Lagrange. And where was the other one? Where was the other one? I've lost it already. Ah, yeah, here it is. The Regional Museum of History and Ethnography. So we do that, and then we're done in this area for now. We can delete everything except for the 2 dump trucks. In fact, we might as well delete this one now. Cool. And that'll get us through everything else we need. Let's start with you. No, actually, let's start with you. And then we'll get the 1-tonners to do that. Let's start with oranges. You definitely don't need 8 tons of this stuff, but that's okay. Okay, the red one will be the first person to be... No, technically, I guess. Sure. I'll get you to do fish next. Okay, then we can come back down here. Let's grab these dump trucks. Get coffee going. And get clay going. Oh yeah, so how did you fare with the E4MP? I know that you couldn't get someone to step in for you, and unfortunately I won't be able to step in for whoever that person was that you said that should contact me. Oh, excellent. Someone did step in for you. Good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I'm mostly concerned that my sleep schedule will be out of whack by the weekend. Alright, let's grab some nanas. And then come here and grab clay. And come here and grab flowers. And then with the exception of the 4 big things, we are done with this island. Which is pretty good. It's not as good as fully 100%ing it, which is of course what I would kind of prefer. But hey, can't always get what you want. I guess what I should ask is this something that I can set up to be running in the background? You know, like while I'm working in Auckland, it slowly, you know, dealing with this. I guess the question I have is, does the game take a percentage? Yeah, it definitely does take a percentage. So my guess is that I won't be able to out-percentage this. We can try. But yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna run into issues with percentages. Alright, 1-tonners are now done. I definitely don't need them anymore. So we can sell them. So I do know that that means that, one of our dump trucks went up to 4. That's fantastic. So alcohol. Alcohol, of course, requires sugar. Sugar requires sugar cane. It's a long chain. Actually, in this game, it's not that long. There are far longer chains. Like, we haven't gotten to things like confectionery, which would require... Oh, technically confectionery just requires sugar. But some of the later things can require fairly significant input levels. So let's do this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to watch this and see if it's something that if we were delivering 8 tons at a time, if we would be keeping up with its consumption. And the answer seems to be yes. Oh, right, because it's not a town. So the answer will always be yes. Okay. Sure. Alright, well in that case then, let us set up... What we're going to do is we're going to set up the chains for everything here. And then we're going to just leave this region to do its thing whilst we focus on New Zealand. So, sugar is the next thing that this needs. No, I don't want that. Thank you. Now, it doesn't need much in the way of sugar. So we might actually leave this for a fresh one. What I'll do is I'll do this as the other big one. Sure. Let's try that again. Okay, so we've got those two going. Now we can come in here and we can buy... I would argue that we could buy 1-tonners for a lot of this, but we're going to buy 8-tonners. And we need at least 2. I think we need 3 in total. But that's okay. That's kind of cool. Let's lift you up and lift you up. Alright, so fish... Fish need worms. Alright, so 7, you're going to grab worms. Alright. Sugarcane. Sugar needs sugarcane, but we're not there yet. Sugar is needed for alcohol. So you're going to go and do that. Then we're going to get 1 more to do sugarcane. Move you up 1. Sugarcane is here, but... Oh, sugarcane needs fertilizer. Whew. Okay, that could be interesting. I mean, I don't mind. It's just another one that we need to do. It's just... Alright, sugarcane. And then sugarcane needs fertilizer. There we go. Let's go here. Bring me fertilizer. Alright, we now have all of these locations getting what they need. The only places we don't have getting what they need are these 3 locations here. One's the dock of Martinique, one is Martinique as a whole, and one is also Martinique as a whole. I don't know what the differences are in these things, but yeah, we just haven't unlocked them yet. All this manual work seems opposite of what this game, the type of game usually require. Well, this part is more like what you're used to with this kind of game. I've set up a logistics chain, I've automated it, I'm leaving it to work itself out. That's reasonably normal for a game like this. But yes, the other stuff, the like towns with 26 things that I need to go and do everything to, yeah, that's kind of the opposite of what a lot of games like this tend to do. All right, no point in hanging around here. Let's head on over to. Oh man, we're gonna be hearing that noise the entire time. All right, well, the noise of shekels is a good noise, I suppose. I might turn off the noises in this game, potentially. Alright. Imagine if you had the whole world set up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, yes and no. I mean, the game is designed for you to do like one area at a time, it seems like, because you are limited to a maximum number of vehicles. For instance, right now, we're limited to a maximum of 30 vehicles. So that's, going to impact things. That said, those limits do increase. Per region, I think it was. Maximum truck limits. For every 1,000 towns you complete. Like, that's an insane number. So... cool. But everything is working, and that's what I want. It'll eventually everything will grind to a halt along the logistics route as everything runs out except for, like, the basic stuff, like worms and fertilizer and stuff. So, at that point, most noises should come to a halt. Let's have a look at you. Alright. We have a new place. Let's close the window and start having a look around and get ourselves acquainted with Auckland. So the first thing that we're going to want to focus on is roads. Auckland is, as you can already tell, significantly larger than the island we were at. Auckland, yes. New Zealand is significantly larger than the island that we were just on. What we were just on was baby's first area, and even this is probably still firmly rooted in this game's version of tutorial land. So, yeah. Let's get into it. Roadworks require gravel. We have gravel nearby. Gravel requires nothing. And in fact, we'll level up through simple usage of the gravel pit. Sounds like a good plan. We start with a dump truck. Let's get it done. We only need 2 tons of gravel for this, so... okay, wants me to deliver gravel from Rue to Margery. Yeah, we'll do that soon. Cool, we'll do that at next, actually. Since that's really easy. You want me to deliver gravel to Margery. Too easy. And it says, this will take 2 loads, blah, 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 blah. So, originally this was the tutorial area, from what I was reading. So, a lot of these quests might be telling us things that we already know, and part of that is that this is, or was, the tutorial section for this game. Man, doing this without trucks and loaders is a bit rough. Still, we can go and get a second truck on the go. We could start looking at 20-ton trucks. Might be a little bit of overkill for what we need. Let's just grab another 8-ton. Alright. Oh, we have found steel. And it even starts with some steel. But what it needs is iron ore. And we are yet to find a location for iron ore. Still, it looks like either one of these roadworks opens access to the same area. So let's have a look and see if they both require the same amount. They don't. You require less, so we will take you. Actually, that's just, it doesn't matter actually. That's going to take all of the steel there. Alright. Let's have a look at Weary. Weary needs sand. Do we have a sand thing? We do not. See, different areas have different requirements. Plenty of places that we can deliver gravel to. Some of them are really annoying, like this one. This one needing 8.9 gravel. and has a minimum of 8.01 to complete. So a little bit frustrating there. Ah, there is game speed. I thought that there was, but I wasn't 100% sure. Ah, we can speed up game speed. Not that we really need to right now, but we have that as an option. So all we need to do is complete this this quest, and we will have more game speed. You're waiting because you don't have a full load. That's fine. You are never going to get a full load. And you don't need a full load at all. That will be more than sufficient. Excellent. We now have loader, which is really good. Loader is what I was hoping to get. Okay. So something about oats. You provide oats to Takimi. Is that what you're after? Let's create more oats. Yeah. Deliver oats to Takimi. You need 17 oats. You start with 7. Alright, let's get you some fertilizer then. We'll get you 2 loads of fertilizer, and that should deal with the oats for a fair chunk of time. Okay, turn the repeat off. Hi, Keisha. Thank you, doggo. I appreciated that. Alright, the good news is that oats require steel, and we have steel. We just don't have any way of producing more of it yet. But yet is fine. Let's have a look at this dump truck, and we'll start moving it along roads and routes. It's going to go discover stuff for us, which is fantastic. Okay, it's not going to discover much along there anymore, so let's switch it across to this pink track. Wonderful. Done with Zucchini. So we unlocked game speed. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Alright, Red Hill. Look, we don't need all of these quests. We get the whole idea of how the game works. We would have perhaps been less confused. So here we go. This requires oats. So we provide oats to you. And honestly, with a 2 times speed up, this is going much faster. Alright, we don't need a repeat journey of this. Oh, this is another way of getting fertilizer, so that's good. Now, Red Hill only needs 20, and we've delivered 16. So that should be fine. Okay, it's going to talk about gravel to fix roads. We already kind of know how to do that. But you're wanting us to... Wow, okay. A lot of this area has been done. Okay, let's send you up to continue sort of having a look. Actually, we've got another gravel road bit here. Are you also a gravel road bit, or are you You're a mystery road bit. You require oil. Okay. I want you to do that, thanks. Okay. Do we have sand yet? Probably not, but it's worth a look. No, we do not. Okay. But we do have gravel, and we do have a place that needs it. Oh, we can't do it that way. You don't require gravel. Why did you say that this needed gravel? This clearly needs concrete. Who knows? Alright, let's start focusing on things that we can focus on. Do we have iron ore industry yet? We do not. Okay, I think we need to explore a little bit with this truck, so let's do that. Let's explore. Okay, roadworks complete here. Unfortunately, that has just led us to more roadworks. Brilliant. And this one requires 12 tons of steel, so we're locked out of that section for now. Alright, so we're done exploring up there as far as we can. What else do we have available to us? Nothing too much. We're basically done exploring for now. Let's bring these dump trucks back. Just sit you in at Auckland. Help the zoo animal. What? Once complete, you'll be able to build super single storages. The more businesses, the more stores. These store double the output and the amount the truck can carry. Hamilton Zoo cares for over 600 exotic and native animals, also involved in conservation projects inside and outside the zoo, international breeding programs, and environmental management. Help the zoo feed the animals. Okay. Sure, game. Sure. So yeah, here are the tutorials that I was missing when we were in the other island. It's really missing these basic things, which would have helped me go through a lot of the basics of the game. Help Strudel find civilization. Ah, is Strudel is a Kiwi? I didn't know that. Alright. Alright. Let's continue exploring. I know I've discovered things, game. It's going to be something that I keep on doing because it's how this game works. Alright, so I'm locked here, Limestone, okay. But we're not locked here, this is just gravel, and it's just 16 tons of gravel. We're going to continue with the exploration because once we've unlocked everything, then we can sort of start taking things at our own route. Also, don't know if you've noticed, if you're actually watching rather than just listening, but yeah, it's a bit bigger than the island we were just on, wasn't it? New Zealand, Hobbits. The Hobbiton movie set was a significant location used for the Lord of the Rings film trilogy and the Hobbit series. So if we complete the businesses, the Hobbiton movie set, the Hobbiton movie set and farm tours, and Hairy Feet Waitomo, the Hobbit movie location, we get some rewards. As you do, game, as you do. Okay. I know how to do a lot of these things already, game. But thank you very much for finally teaching them to me. Alright, what can we set up our other dump truck to do? Let's have a look at oats and see if there's somewhere nearby that needs oats. 0.4 oats, that's atrocious. Somewhere down here needs oats, 3.2 oats. Can we get better than 3.2 oats? No, we cannot. Alright, let's have a look at... Sorry, let's have a look at the 3.2 oats, please. You're not the 3.2 oats, please. Oh, sweet lord, that is the zoo. Fair enough. God, this is a weird game sometimes. Alright. Well, you're done here. Let's continue down. Let's take you down this route. We're unlocking these new quests because we're finding new locations which are based on those quests. Discovered industry iron mine. That's what I wanted to hear. Yep, lots and lots of quests. Okay. Alright, some roadworks that require sand. Let's get you going back into this area. I forget, is this the larger of the islands of New Zealand or the smaller? Oh yeah, it's the smaller. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Man, I forgot how freaking ginormous this game was. And then this game is all of the planet Earth with this level of detail and craziness. Yeah. I'll be interested to see how they deal with stuff like Iran and stuff like that. You know, like, surely they aren't anywhere near as detailed. I say surely because it's a Western developer and stuff like that, not actually because of any, like, backwatery reasons. So roadworks, stuff that we don't have. North Korea. Oh, we have another gravel one. It does require 26, which is a substantial increase. I think we can wait to do that. I think we've got enough now. 26 will take a lot of loads. We don't have ×2 speed on our trucks yet. Also, see how these guys are all stuck now? This is what I was talking about. Eventually, they would run out of supply, and then they're just all sitting there waiting for those businesses to resupply. So... just gonna have a look. Or the opposite. Okay, I don't know what's going on. That's fine. I don't need to know what's going on. Let's just leave it to its business. I'm kind of curious though, how far We're actually chunking pretty far through it. Also, these roadworks are too efficient, not realistic. One of my pet peeves in games sometimes is the sense of time. So like, Jake's was Railway Empire is kind of a good example. It's like, oh yeah, this thing goes like 40 kilometers an hour, and it's going from like these two places in Germany, but it's taking like way longer than 40 kilometers an hour between those two places in Germany would take. And it's just like, why do you have these speeds? And then with a time, but then the time is meaningless and isn't actually like realistic. Like, why bother? I don't understand. Tangents. How do they